Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. For 25 years, the Milwaukee Community Service Corps has played a major role in providing at-risk youth the opportunity to learn new skills, earn a wage, and serve their community. My next guest is Mike Consiglio, who's the Associate Director at Milwaukee Community Service Corps. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for the invite.
I mean, when I stumbled upon this organization, I was really impressed with the things that you offer to young people right here in our community. So I wanted to invite you on so everybody could hear more about what you're doing, and if they know a young person that could really be a part of it and take advantage of it, then that would be awesome. So tell us more about the Milwaukee Community Service Corps.
So Milwaukee Community Service Corps, MCSC as we abbreviate it, we're a nonprofit. We're located in the Hillside District, just downtown. And we serve at-risk youth, ages 18 to 28. We can do a little bit higher if we notice that somebody needs a couple little skills to brush up on to get employed. And we just really help out the community. One of the things with MCSC is it's one of the biggest hidden secrets of Milwaukee. We come across a lot of people and they ask, when did you start up? And well, we started up 25 years ago, and they're just blown away by that.
Yeah, you've done some outstanding things, and I'm excited for you to kind of give us an idea of what you continue to do to help make a difference. So you did mention that you help at-risk youth. So what are some of the circumstances that put the young people in the scenario of being at risk?
So some of the things with being at risk and at-risk youth, we notice that if we don't engage youth and keep them busy, keep them going in a positive light, they're either going to become incarcerated, reincarcerated, get hurt on the streets, and or get killed on the streets with violence that's taking place. So by keeping them engaged, learning through the education, our work projects department, getting them an opportunity to earn wages while they're with us, gives them a whole new light, really gives them a hope to move on. We focus on the entry-level jobs, and then they can move up from there.
Sounds good. And who is actually eligible to take part in the Milwaukee Community Service Corps?
Everybody. So as far as taking part, 18 to 28, that is our core group that we deal with. Like I said, if there's an older individual, they can contact us, and we would look at what they need to be successful, because we understand that if it is an older individual, by them being successful, it's going to help our youth and help our community out.
So you mentioned the age stipulation, but there are no other stipulations? Do you just kind of make a phone call and show up?
You got it.
Wow.
Make a phone call, show up. We'll do tape testing, orientation to make sure that we're a good fit for the individual and the individual's a good fit for us. We have about 400 individuals every year that will reach out to us, and we'll reach back to them and set up different appointments, the orientations. Out of that 400, we usually see about 200 to 250 individuals that will stick with our program, and they'll get assigned to a cohort they run through. We have a definite start to each one of our cohorts. They run between 4 and 6 weeks each one. And what they'll do is they'll come in for an orientation, and then right away we start getting them certifications. We give them the OSHA 10 construction, RPP certification, forklift, CPR, just to name a few. And that's all free, no charge to them.
I think it's wonderful, and the fact that you're able to help individuals, especially when a lot of times they are having a hard time finding a job, this is really giving them the opportunity to not only get trained but get paid at the same time.
You got it. If they do good in the education and they make it through the certifications, then they'll have the opportunity to come and work in our work projects division, where they'll be on a crew with anywhere from, it can be 2 to 4 other individuals with them, and they get paired with a veteran industry leader, supervisor. I have right now 7 supervisors underneath me, all of which have been in the industry, construction, landscaping, for 20 plus years.
Wow. And talking about the educational component of it, when we look at statistics going back as far as 2011, there were more than 365,000 adults in Wisconsin that did not have a high school diploma. That's a pretty huge number. So you give these young people who are sometimes also called hard to employ teens an opportunity to get their GED if they did not get their high school diploma. Also, you teach them life skills, and in many cases a driver's license is important for some of the jobs that they're training for.
Exactly, it's huge. When individuals come to us, if they don't have the GED, we'll set them up with services, some tutoring, some specialized tutoring, give them a little leg up, show them where to start to get that GED, connect the dots. Driver's license is huge as well.
Yeah.
So, because when we're dealing with trades work, you can't bring the house into a shop. You got to go to the job site. You have to go to that employer. That employer might ask you to, drive a truck to the job site, and they have to be ready to do that. So we can also connect them with the different steps that it takes to get the driver's license, and if they have a bad driver's license or driving record, we can also work with them on that.
Take the steps to fix that.
You got it. Fix it out.
I think that's wonderful. And the industry training classes that you offer, you don't just kind of pull things out of a hat. You really look for and address what's needed in the trade industry today.
You got it.
Yeah.
So one of our key components is talking to employers out there and being very candid with them and asking them, what is it that you want to see from the entry-level worker of tomorrow?
Yeah.
How can we better this? How do you want us to mold these coachable individuals for you? And what we've heard is they really want to see the GED, driver's license. The OSHA 10 is huge. RPP, which is a residency preference in Milwaukee. If they have that, we just met with an employer the other day, and when we said the OSHA 10, their mouth dropped. They're like, oh my God, none of my people have the OSHA 10 to start with. So these individuals are going to be that much up on them.
Yeah, and they're a step ahead of the game, it sounds like.
And safety oriented.
Yeah.
A lot of those accidents will take place with inexperienced workers, the ones that are coming up first.
And some of these industry training classes deal with asbestos, FEMA emergency response training, home energy, the list goes on. And I just think that I'm really thrilled to be able to share this information with people, because I know from just doing this show, talking about the issues, that employment is one of the biggest things that people are concerned with. So this step in the right direction is good news for a lot of people, I know. So living in a day and age where we've realized the importance of preservation of the environment and the many benefits of going green, you guys provide environmental stewardship. Fill us in on that.
So environmental stewardship, making sure that each one of the core members understand the environment around them, not just their 5-block area, but what's beyond that. So in the past, we've done items like skimmer boat. That was our crew that was down in that.
Okay.
We also did Cladaffer cleanup down at the beach. And while we do those projects, we also teach the core members how that problem is occurring. We also did a fish passage project for Ozaukee County. That was a couple of years ago. We also get into the solar technology. So renewable energies, how does it affect you? There's two parts of being green. It's the environment, but also how much money can I save by winterizing and making my
recycling,
home.
all those things.
Energy efficiency. So
I love it. So we were talking before the show, and you said one of the biggest key elements for your organization is the work projects development, our department.
Yeah, our work projects department is kind of like a little mini construction company, as I call it. And what we do is we have right now 7 supervisors in that department, and we run recycling, we run snow removal, ice removal, building maintenance, deconstruction of garages and or homes. We do that with Waste Cap and Milwaukee DNS. Like I said, the building maintenance, turf sites. We also do the firework construction fence.
Wow.
And while the individuals are out on those job sites, they get paid minimum wage, but they're next to a veteran that's been in the industry for 20 plus years. So they can ask questions, they can learn on the job site we understand if they're going to mess something up, I want to mess it up there, so that when they do get that job, they can hold it and they know how to hold it.
Yeah, and we've had conversations, especially with all the things that was recently going on in the political world, talking about economic development and all of the big projects that are going on, especially in downtown Milwaukee. So when you talk about these young men having the opportunity to walk away with all of these things from your organization, there's plenty of stuff they can take advantage of afterwards.
Definitely. Young men and young women.
I was wondering, so there are some women who are out there showing you guys how to do it, huh?
Yeah, by all means. And some of our best graduates have been women.
Okay, so it is open for men and young women. Okay, I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you. And April is Community Service Month. So what are some of the ways that your participants actually give back to the community?
Some of the ways that we give back to the community, litter pickup. We do in the orientation we've done in the past. Community service work, so whether it's teaming up with food service, food pantries in the area, helping them out, stocking the shelves, and kind of giving the core members that we have a little bit more light of what the community really involves. How does the community impact you, and how can we help others? Really opening their eyes.
I would say, and as with every outstanding organization, you have a long list of community partners that help make what you do possible. So this is a great time to tell us about some of those organizations in our city and surrounding areas that are helping out.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to hit a bunch off the top of my head. And if I forget some, I apologize. But DNS is a big one.
Okay.
Milwaukee Public Works, they've been a very strong advocate for us and some of the work that we do. Milwaukee Public Schools, we take care of their turf maintenance on the school sites. Waste Cap's another nonprofit in Milwaukee, and they deconstruct sites, but instead of taking the refuse to a landfill, they look at reusing it. And they include us in on those projects, give our core members the insight, and we can start seeing how the structure is taken down in reverse order. When you see it in reverse order, now you kind of know how it goes in the order that it's supposed to be, another sustainable entity. Those are a couple, just to name a few. Yeah,
and I mentioned, well, I actually made note of a couple as well. Northwestern Mutual is a big one.
Yes.
And Miller Corps, and the mayor's Earn and Learn program, also a part of it. So you have a success story of a young man that went through your organization who now works with Northwestern Mutual, right?
You got it.
Yeah,
so
good stuff.
We had a core member came through and kind of uncertain where he wanted to go with his life, and he spent about 9 months with our program and ended up getting into our youth build program, and he did awesome.
That's good stuff.
The coaching that we did, that our supervisors did, and our staff around him, and just giving him that hope every day, kind of pushing him and challenging him, and he went ahead and took the test to be apprentice down at Northwestern Mutual, and now he's a low voltage apprentice tech down there.
Good stuff.
Doing awesome for himself.
And I think it's safe to say that's what it's all about. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's great hearing about the good stuff that you're doing there. And Mike Consiglio is the Associate Director at the Milwaukee Community Service Corps. As we wrap things up, a wise man once said, every kid is one caring adult away from being a success story. And that's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.